Hey, welcome to Sweet Tea with the Pastors.
Hey, welcome.
How are you doing today?
Doing good. How about you?
I'm doing well, doing really well. Having a busy weekend. A lot of things, a lot of funerals out there going on in the church. If you're affected by one of those, just want you to know we're praying for you and lifting you up. And if you need anything, by all means, call up to the church. We would love to be here for you and to help you out. But that's enough of our sad talk. I lost my grandfather around Christmas time, so I get those sad talks. But it's Christmas time. You getting ready for Christmas?
Oh yeah, guys.
That's good.
Got the Santa Claus and all that.
All that stuff, and doing some breakfast with Santa Claus pictures. I saw your kids in there getting pictures. We're getting those hopefully sent out today. So
My kids were bad. They jumped the line.
that's okay. That's okay. Actually, it turned out to be a good thing because we had a couple other families come in with special needs, and the people that were kind of walking in there realized real quickly, a lot of kids like that get overly stimulated, especially when you start putting syrup and pancakes in. And so we let a couple of families that were in that situation, hey, yeah, come on in, let's take your picture, and then go do the other stuff going on. And sometimes that keeps that stimulus down. I actually liked where we did the pictures this year, in that glassed in room. And I think next year there might even be more ways for us to take advantage of that. But it worked really well, and we needed it. Like, we were full in the fellowship hall of people eating pancakes. So it was good. I was stuck mostly out front, so I didn't get to make a lot of trips inside to see people because I was opening doors and greeting people coming in. But it was a good success. We had 25 maybe photo sessions, not counting all the people from the church and staff and other people like that, but that's great when you consider most of those families had there were like 4 or 5 people associated with each group, so we're talking 125 150 people coming, so it was a good busy week.
It was, yeah. And that was the thing about it is last year it was big, and I was expecting bigger this year, and there was a few of them that was cooking pancakes. There's like, I think we should stop now. It's like, no, let's keep going.
Yep.
And anyways, Perry come up to me afterwards. He goes, "This is a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be." I said, "Yeah,
Well, I want to thank some people like Perry.
Yeah.
Perry didn't. This was his first time doing the Breakfast with Santa. We had a couple of people that had not done it before, and to tell you the truth, honestly, this was the smoothest it's gone. So this was the great time to jump in. But maybe it was smooth because we had some people like that involved helping with it. But yeah, it was really nice to see that. One of the nice things about this, as opposed to some of our other events, Trunk or Treat will have 500 kids coming in. Easter egg hunt, hundreds and hundreds of kids coming in for that. The parade where we just drive past thousands of people. This we actually get to sit down, have conversations. We've got greeters that go and sit at the tables with the families when they're eating pancakes, when they come into the little room and taking their picture. Everybody from our Santa to the photographers and all the people in there get to have those personal conversations. And we actually ask all the families, hey, would you be interested in learning more information about the church? And we always get a handful of people that are like, yeah, we'd like to know a little more information about the church. And so it becomes a lot more personal way. And then because they're expecting to get, a photograph back of their kid with Santa Claus, it actually gives us an in to be able to just reach out to them one more time and say, hey, thank you so much for coming. And we'd love to see you be a part of Louisville Baptist Church. And so that it makes a great, we think about outreach opportunities. We do some big net casting. This is a small net. It's a lot more personal. And then hopefully our people individually one-on-one can start making connections. So it was good that way.
Yeah, and that's one great thing that I always like about this is that, when you do the large events and, 150 people is, quite a bit of a large event. But like for instance, as you mentioned, the Easter egg hunt and the trunk or treat, that we get so little finite time with the people to talk with them and get them to, actually see the church and know the church and to, get loved on by the church. But this situation, it's a lot different because you have a lot less people, but at the same point in time, you have a lot more time with them, a lot better quality time with them. They can hear the gospel. They can, get to know the church, get to know some of the people of the church, talk to them, and get to know all that wonderful stuff. And, to me, that's a lot better quality time. The others are great because they can lead to those quality times.
Right.
But when you actually physically have that quality time is when you can actually truly reach somebody. So.
Yeah. So we appreciate it. It was a great opportunity. We've still got a few little things that are going up in the week ahead. I think the young adult is doing a Christmas party, but I think theirs is just like Sunday morning as part of their Sunday school stuff they're doing. They're doing a cookie exchange or maybe something like that, and I think that's this Sunday. We've got Christmas caroling coming up tomorrow. So we've divided our kids up into to 2 Christmas caroling sessions. So the men and I took out the kids' Christmas caroling last Big Wednesday, and then this Big Wednesday, the ladies are going to take the kids out caroling, and we're trying to reach out to some of those people that don't normally get out as much. Some of our homebound people, if we can get to them. It's a little bit late, so some of them are a little leery about people coming to their door that late at night. And then hopefully here in the next week, as the kids start getting a little more time, maybe we'll be able to make it to some of our homebound that are in the nursing homes. It's a little bit harder to get kids in there because you got kids with school germs and stuff. We don't want to get anybody sick, but we do want to be able to love on those people. And so we're working on those and getting some Christmas caroling out. And so we're looking forward to that. But this Wednesday is one of our big Wednesdays. A Bible study at 4, meal at 5:30, and then the kids are going Christmas caroling. Anybody can go caroling with them. I mean, it doesn't have to be just the ladies and the kids, but anybody can go Christmas caroling with them. And the men's squad goal, we're going to do a men's squad goal that day, and so y'all are welcome to be a part of that.
Yeah. And there will be childcare, so that'll be, something to keep in mind is that if you want to come, but you're like, you got a little one, a baby, or, one that's just 2 or 3 that, we don't want out in the weather, and, we can't have the Bible study with them, or, the squad goes. Don't worry about that because there will be childcare. We will have somebody here to watch the kids, and they will be took care of, so.
Sounds good. So a lot of great things. And so that's our Wednesday. Of course, this Sunday coming up, it's the Sunday before Christmas. And so I know we've got several special music things that are lined up, ready to go. So it should be a real good time to worship, to have Christmas time. Kind of on a somber note with those things. And many of you know out there, this is going to be Caleb's last Sunday at the church coming up, and so we want you to come ready to love and hug on him and his family, and to encourage them and what God's doing in their lives. This is going to be our last sweet tea of the year, which means de facto it's going to be our last sweet tea with Caleb today. And so I just want to encourage you guys to love on him and to continue to support him and where God's going to be moving him and he and his family and loving on them, and we're going to spend a little bit of time loving on him next Sunday. And so just want you to be a part of that as well. And so you guys make sure that you come out and let him know how grateful you have been to get to know him and his family, how much you love him. But we do love you, Caleb, and really want to be here for you and support you in that.
Thank you. Yeah, me and my family's enjoyed our time here. There's a lot of great people here that we love, and it's just, it has been a blessing. And so
we hope they're not going to be strangers. They're still going to be in the area, in the neighborhood, and so we want to continue to have you guys loving on them and blessing on them, and hopefully, we can all celebrate as God finds them a permanent place that will help them land. And so we're looking forward to that. We're going to keep praying for y'all and lifting y'all up and getting things moving. I know your kids are probably excited. They're getting to go back to Mississippi for Christmas, right? So,
yes.
So that's exciting. We're looking forward, all of our kids. So this Friday, will all be in town. So I'll have all. I now have to update it and say all 6 of them will be in town because they're starting to get married. All right, keep your kids young. All right, keep your kids. You don't have to worry about that stuff. So all 6 of them will be in town this Friday. We're gonna lose 2 to another family for a little bit, and then they'll come back again. So it'll be like a yo-yo. They're here, they're gone. They're here, they're gone. So we're looking forward to that. But yeah, Christmas things coming up, and some great things. I was sharing earlier some what are some fun things that you and your family like to do at Christmas, and I was telling people that we always kind of do a gift game. We play games around the house, and we do a game exchange like first day. Everybody shows up and we all get new games. We all share games with each other, and then we spend the rest of Christmas playing games. And then Kim, for some reason, likes to take pictures of winners and losers, and you all will realize real quickly how often I lose games. I think sometimes they gang up on me, like they're all like, let's all beat Dad all at one time. But we'll look forward to that. But I don't know. Do the rest of y'all have you have your normal traditions. I'm going to go make hot cocoa or something like that. But your fun things that you do with family and friends that you look forward to every year. You got stuff like that you all do?
Well, not anymore. But like one memory that I always had growing up was years ago, back when I was a little kid, my grandpa was still alive. We would go to on my dad's side, my grandmother and granddad's house, and of course they had a big pasture with horses and things like that. And we would set up, my grandpa and my uncles and my uncle and my dad would set up a bonfire. And we would build a big bonfire out there on Christmas night and shoot fireworks around it.
Nice.
Until 9 or 10 o'clock at night. And so I always remember that growing up. It was always a blast and fun. And just as a little kid, just to seeing all that stuff. And it was, always a great end to a Christmas day. So
that is fun. Anytime a kid can get around some fire and stuff like that. Yeah, I like that. That's a great old family tradition.
And throwing fireworks into the fire.
I mean, not that we would suggest that, kids. Keep your fingers, all right?
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Because they will come back at you. Ask me how I know.
The world was different in the 80s and 90s, wasn't it?
Yes.
It was way different than it is today. I don't know how we didn't lose more fingers and stuff like that. We would take our toys. We had a friend that had the old 80s Battlestar Galactica ship, and it was under attack, and it was stuffed with many M80s and blown to bits. Now today, if we had a TikTok channel or something and slow-mo camera and we're doing it, maybe we'd make something of it. But back then, we just blew stuff up to blow stuff up. That was just the way you did stuff as kids. I get it. It's a good family tradition.
Oh yeah, there's no telling how much stuff that we blew up. Just to see it go bang. And
melted with fire, with magnifying glasses.
Oh, yes.
The number of my Star Wars toys that I melted, and I think now, that's probably worth $5,000. That Darth Vader that is the first edition that I know I had, but I also know I removed many of its limbs and stuff. So
yeah. See, that's showing how much older he is than me, because I wasn't around when the first edition of Darth Vader came out.
He wasn't around for those days. I'm an old man. I tell people I saw every single one of the Star Wars movies in the theater on the first run. Now, the very first Star Wars, I was like 3 or 4 years old, but my dad was like, "Come on, boys, we're going to go see this." And I don't think he knew that it was going to be a phenomenon, but he just took us to go see it. So I remember Empire Strikes Back, watching it in a theater. We had an outdoor theater in Guam. It was weird, but everything was outdoor. It was nice, and so I remember watching Empire Strikes Back at an outdoor theater in Guam. So weird little memories like that. But
when you have that tropical, tropical setting, it's nice to have everything outdoors. Yep. Now here, not quite so much.
Not quite so much. Everything. My childhood was different. We would go to the zoo when we were on Guam, and the zoo in Guam only had like 3 animals. It had a cage that had a bunch of bats, because bats were, premier animals in Guam. Fanihis is what the Chamorro language called them. And then it had a cage that had some monkeys in it, and then like some sort of little bitty capuchin things or something, and then like what looked like a backyard swimming pool with some sharks in it, and that was the zoo. It was bats, monkeys, sharks. That's the zoo. And but it was a small island. It's not like you're going to be moving, a hippopotamus over there or something. But as a kid, we're like, look at sharks. That was all we cared.
Did you ever go swimming with it?
We didn't get to go swimming with them, but there are tales and stories that we would talk about. Guam's weird. It's got a coral reef like all around it. So like if you look at it when you're inside the coral reef, it's usually pretty calm and smooth and stuff. And then if you go walking on the coral reef, you could see out deeper. And there were always rumors and stories that you could see, the sharks swimming right outside the coral reefs. And I don't know if that's just my childhood imagination now, running wild. But that's always the thought that there were sharks out there. But I don't know. I was young. I probably made that stuff up.
Yeah, well, you never know. I mean, that, of course, growing up, going to the beach, we didn't have all the the beaches on the Atlantic,
the Mississippi beach or something.
Well, we did have the Mississippi beach, but it was on the Gulf, and so. And that was always the thing is every summer, every other summer, you'd have some sharks move in, and everybody's like, oh no, and so as far as I know, nobody ever got attacked. But I'll take that back. One person did get attacked one year when I was a little kid. And but ever since then, every time you see a fin, it could be a dolphin. They're like, purple flag. And so,
yeah, you were more likely to get attacked by a crab, like, the little hermit crabs, which, you can buy in the mall now. I don't know if you can still do that, little hermit crabs, but you'd go pick them up because they were all over the place. But you could get some really big hermit crabs, and if they jumped onto your finger, well, then it was there for a while. I mean, they were not easy. We took many an RA trip out there, and sure enough, every single trip there was always some kid with a hermit crab stuck on their finger, and the RA leaders over there with knives trying to pry the claw off the thing. So that you were more likely to get attacked by a crab or an iguana than you were by a shark. So.
Yeah.
That was my world. All right. We did Christmas on my dad. I got a December birthday. My dad always wanted to do my birthday on the beach because he's like, your birthday's in December. We're going to do it on the beach. And I'm like, all right. So I didn't know what the big deal was, but in his mind, it was a big deal that we could do it on the beach.
Well, then you moved to Maryland, and then it's like, we're going to do it on the beach. Yeah. Please, Daddy, I want to keep my hands and my legs.
Yeah. When we got up north, it was a different story, but it was fun. But we always had in Guam, I don't even know what kind of tree we had, but up in Maine, you got some Maine, real beautiful trees up there. It was just so it was fun, different things. But love that Christmas. Didn't spend a lot of Christmases like with extended family like a lot of people did because of where we were stationed. But on those rare occasions, it was always. To me, it was always like one of those nostalgic things. It was singing over the river and through the woods in order to get to Grandma's house, and so that was always a special time.
Yeah. Well, most of your time it was across half the world to get to Grandma's house. We go.
Yep. It was quite a ways, and it was, it's hard to communicate to young people today about how much bigger the world was back then. I mean, nowadays there are so many airplanes. Like you just couldn't hop on a plane and fly somewhere. Like, I mean, we almost expect every other month for Ransom to hop on a plane, fly and come see us, that it's more economical for him to fly here than it is for him to drive here and stuff. And I can't imagine. I mean, we were kids and I was on an Air Force base. You just didn't expect people 3 or 4 times a year to hop on a plane and come and fly. I mean, it was like, hey, it might be 2 years and we'll get to go see you somewhere. And it would be like a long planned out trip that you're doing, the road trip in the back of the station wagon where you're trying to, lay down in the back of the station wagon while it's driving down the highway at 70 miles an hour. It's just, the world was just so big. And like in Guam, stuff got to Guam on boats. Now you load it on a FedEx plane and it flies it all over there. But when we moved, I mean, they moved it. They put it on shipping containers and shipped it over to Guam. And one of the shipping containers didn't make it. And so we're like, all right, you just lost a third of your stuff. It's just, and it was the kids' mattresses. That's what we lost. My mom still, I think, probably hates it when I keep telling that story. Like, we got to Guam and our mattresses didn't show up. And so they, it's not like there's a mattress store everywhere because there's just not retail stores. And so they could find futons. And that was back when futons were like new. And, you see some of these big old futons they roll out and they fold up into couches. That's not what they got me. They got me a futon that was like 1.5 inches thick and then a piece of particle board. And so we had the frames. We didn't lose the frame. So we had the frame. So it was a piece of particle board and then like a sponge. And that's what I slept on for 2 years in Guam. And my brother and I, it was bunk beds and we'd switch beds. And my brother didn't want to sleep on my mattress. So when we switched beds, we just picked up our sponge and we put it on the other particle board. And that was, I don't know, that's what I remember. Kim always says, why do you like sleep on a hard bed? I was like, well, that's what I learned to sleep on. I slept on a particle board and a sponge. And so she doesn't like it. She wants a fluffy bed. I like fluffy beds.
Well, you say that, but I remember growing up. Now, it had like little robots and stuff on it, so it was kiddified.
Yep.
But my mattress as a kid wasn't much better. It was like, it was that thick, and it was nothing but a foam.
Sometimes the old spring ones where you could feel the springs, you're like, that's not good either.
Yeah, like that was what we slept on until I was probably almost 10 years old.
Nice.
And so I guess I'm kind of like you. I prefer, a hard bed and things like that, because I guess that's the reason why I never thought about it until just now. I was like, well, I can feel your pain there, because mine wasn't much. It was a little better, but not much.
Yeah.
It at least had little robots on it.
That's good. That's good. Ours you could fold into 3 sections. So if you had to, we're sitting on the floor, but that was it. But that's enough of my childhood. It's Christmas time. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
But yeah, that's all I've got. Just want to encourage you. Christmas Eve, we're doing our Christmas Eve communion as well. So love for you to come out to that if you're going to be around. The deacons run that, and they always do such an excellent job of just making it a nice, it's a come and go. So come when you can, and take as much time as you want, and then head out when you're ready to head out. And it's a nice way to take your family that can get caught up in a lot of the hooplas and the frenetic stuff, and then that's a place where they have calm, quiet Christmas music. The lights are kind of dimmed, and you walk in, you do communion, you walk out, and it can help you frame with your family about the importance of Jesus in your Christmas celebration. So you might look at doing that with your family and friends, and I know that they'd be blessed being around those deacons. Want to thank the deacons for setting that up. So,
yeah. If you've never done it before, I encourage you to do it. Me and my family did it last year. We were actually here for Christmas Eve, and so we did that. And it's a great way to just to refocus on truly what Christmas is about. Because you walk in and you're having the communion, you're having that time with family, that time to reflect on what's really going on, and it's a great time to just sit back and just really concentrate on what Christmas is really about, and it's a great way to spend time with your family and to kind of get refocused on the reason for the season instead of the things that go on during the season.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's kind of it. The offices will be kind of up and down. After that point, just kind of telling people, hey, I'm always available. All right. In fact, we were planning on being gone during the Christmas season, and kind of our schedules changed, and so we're going to be around. I'm always around. You can always call, or the best way is text, because sometimes, especially when we're around family, I don't like to have my phone just sitting out where I am. I want them to know that they're a priority. But if if you text me, I can come pick it up, just glance at it real quick and see, oh, this person needs me to give them a call, and I can give you a call back. But I will be around. So just because we're not opening the door every single day between Christmas and New Year's doesn't mean that you can't get a hold of me. Doesn't mean that I'm not available for you. It just means that we're doing work from home. I mean, sermons still have to be written, things still have to happen, and so we still have to take care of all the stuff that's got to be taken care of. We just sometimes take care of it at home with family around or at odd hours instead of our normal hours. But if you need something, by all means, please call. Please let us know what's going on, and we'll be there for you. And like I said, just put me on your list. Give me a ring if you need me. If you don't have a number, just call up here to the office while we're up here during the office hours, and Leslie can get you that number so that you can get a hold of me whenever you need to. Grab one of my business cards. They have my personal phone number on it, so you can get a hold whenever you need. So we'll be praying for you all. I don't have anything else. You got anything else?
I do have one thing.
Oh.
You guys realize that he said that whenever you need him, at any hour, any time. So if you wake up in the middle of the night and you can't go back to sleep about 2 o'clock in the morning, feel free to call him.
I could sing you a lullaby if you need me to. Just stick your speaker on and I'll be go to sleep. Yeah, I'll do it. Or you could do what my wife used to do if she needed to go to sleep. Just listen to one of my old sermons, and that'll put you to sleep right away. It'll be good. It'll be easy.
Yep, that works.
So, yeah, sounds good. But we're praying for y'all. We hope y'all have a Merry Christmas. We look forward to seeing you. Come to church this Sunday. It'll be a great Sunday to just be here, to be able to celebrate together, to be able to enjoy some Christmas music. Usually on these days where they're loading stuff up, I tell my music people all the time, at Christmas time, if you put in twice as much Christmas music and so I have to preach half as much, I'm okay with that. I actually love celebrating and praising God at Christmas time with Christmas songs, and so we're gonna have a good time with that. We're gonna be doing just a little Mary and Joseph this Sunday, and so want you to be a part of that as we get together and talk about it. So we will see you then.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to Ronnie and see if we can get Grandma got ran over by a reindeer.
Grandma got run over by a reindeer. We need to do it. Get it together. That could be our Christmas float next year for the parade. Just Grandma laying on the float. So if you want to volunteer to be run over by a reindeer.
Hey, I know how to do it.
To run over grandmas?
Well, it's a lot easier than run over people who can move a lot faster.
That's true.
But no, put you like a little foam grandma down there, and then have the kids dress up as reindeers.
Ah, there we go. I could put on a grandma wig and the kids could actually literally step on me all the time. So we could do that. So, all right. Well, we're going to have a great Christmas season. Want you to have a great Christmas season. We look forward to hearing from you. Preschool is going to be up this week, but I think they've got actually maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks off at the preschool. So things are going to be really slow here the next couple of weeks, but that's okay. That's okay. But that also means if you got something big that needs to be done up here, let's get it done. All right. And then we're going to be hitting the ground running in January, getting stuff ready for our vision for 2025. Want you to be a part of it. All right. Well, God bless y'all. We'll see you guys soon. All right.
Bye.
Bye. I'm not ready to click the button. All right. Now I am. Bye-bye. All right.